I don't know if you're feeling it, but it's May, and this is one of the most Mays that has ever made. And it's funny because literally every single year I know it's coming, right? Ever since my kids were little, I try to intentionally slow down my life during May when it comes to work, since I know this season is a little bit crazy. But man, I actually posted a picture of my planner last week, and I have in my full focus planner a weekly goals and reflection page. And literally all I could write down for my goals for last week was survive the week. No bold moves, no big progress, just get through it. And you know what? Sometimes that is the goal. And it's okay if you're not moving forward at breakneck speed. Not every season in life is meant for hustle. And sometimes just getting through the week with your sanity intact is enough and honestly probably worth celebrating. So if that's you this month, you're in good company. And I want to make sure that we are always normalizing that it's okay to not always be in a season of getting better or moving something forward or whatever. There are just seasons for hustle and there are seasons for survival. But let's all go ahead right now and mark our calendars for next May and just make sure that we're organizing ourselves in a way that is at least attempting to lessen the chaos that literally is this time of year next year. Okay, so with that being said, I want to share where I'm at with a few things. I have been getting, you guys are literally the best, but I've been getting so many emails about the release of the book. So I wanted to share an update on that. And I want to share some details around the course that I'm working on and what I'm learning there. And finally, I want to talk about how I had to adjust my goals because I was missing my own self-imposed deadlines. So I thought it might be helpful for me to walk through how I do this in a way that doesn't make me feel like a loser and like end up feeling totally defeated that I didn't meet some of my goals, right? I've always promised to take you behind the scenes of my business, and I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm always on top of my game, that I have all the systems and processes figured out for this business, and I'm always just knocking over goals with no issues at hand, right? That's just not real and not how business actually works. And I think there's just so much social media and podcasts even that are just showing the highlight reels. And I want to show you some of the dark sides of running a business too. So I love sharing with you guys. Do I love sharing all of my mistakes and failures? I mean, obviously not. But I know when I do, I always get messages from people saying, thank you for making me feel normal. So if you watch the video that I did a few weeks ago, well, really probably months ago now, on how you can only have 3 goals at a time, you know that my first quarter goals of this year were to finish writing the book, finish writing the course, and do some like updates on certain parts of my web presence, like my speaking page, my LinkedIn, etc. And then the goal for Q2 was to promote the book and record and promote the course. Okay, so I got the first draft of my book back, and well, I didn't love it. I don't know how to describe it, but somehow it just really missed the mark for me. The process of doing the book with Paul, I had him on the podcast, it's been great, right? So it's not a reflection on the process. I just think because it's a book on process, do this, then this, then this, then this. It's just executed a little differently. And I wanted to get it done and I wanted to get it out there. But at the same time, I really, really want you to love it. And my name is going to be on the cover, and it's my first book. So I want it to be not just good, but I do want it to be great. So I made the tough decision to walk away from it for 30 days. And I'll tell you what, I'm so glad that I did. I'm okay with pumping the brakes a bit and slowing down. And I love the idea of getting a book done super quick, but I want people to read it and I want them to give me feedback and I want it to be great. So in that 30-day break from the book, I decided to pour myself into the course that goes along with the book. I got to work writing out each module, presenting it to different groups and getting feedback and tweaking it and doing it again and again. And I dove into really organizing all of the samples and resources and templates that go along with the course and just elevating all of them. And I wanted to have the course written in Q1 and then get all of it recorded in Q2 and get the first iteration out there. And well, guess what? I'm writing it and recording it in Q2. And I'm glad I paused the book, right? So for some reason, diving into this course, getting really into the nitty-gritty of the resources for the course and laying out the course outline, getting those modules in like a very logical order actually helped me put my finger on what's missing in the book, or what was missing in the book, I felt. And I'm back at it. I'm writing a little bit every day. It's coming along, and I am so much happier with the result. So here's the timeline. Once the book is done, I'll send it to a few advisor friends and get them to read it and give me their feedback. I'm also going to send it to Michael Kitsis. So he is so kind. He is writing the foreword for the book for me, which is so cool. And I don't know how long it'll take for him to turn that around, but you know what? I'm going to wait. He is the GOAT, so it's totally worth it. And again, quality over speed. Now for the course, you guys, this is my first major digital course, and I'm kind of obsessed with how it's turning out. I've always wanted to be a reasonably priced coaching option for people, right? I know what it's like to be an advisor right there on that cusp, right? Who knows they need to make some investment in themselves and in their business, but maybe can't quite yet justify the $15,000, $20,000 fee that is most coaching programs. So I've poured myself into our group program, just constantly tweaking it and finding ways to make maximum impact, but being able to deliver it in a way that is at scale, right, and reasonably priced. So this course is exciting because it's kind of an extension of that idea. It's a way to offer up guidance, resources, templates, examples, samples, walk you through it, etc. And for the folks who sign up initially, there will be some live sessions and office hours too, which is really fun. So the course is fully written. A lot of the resources are done. The program is built out in my course software. I'll be using Kajabi. And you may have seen on LinkedIn that I bought a teleprompter and I am currently recording the course. It is a beast of a project, but I am so excited. And that is for sure going to be ready by July 1st. That is the day episode number 444 of the Kitsis Advisor Success Podcast airs. That's my next episode. I am so excited that he brought me back for a second episode. That doesn't happen often, and it's all about onboarding. So for those of you that have been asking, thank you. The fact that anyone cares that I'm writing a book is completely insane to me, much less that people are anticipating it and emailing me literally daily. At least once a day I get an email, no joke, which is crazy. So I can't get over it. You guys are seriously the best community of all time. And can we talk for a second about what delays look like when it comes to goals? So I'm behind. I missed my Q1 goal of getting the book written. And if you coached with me, you know whenever we identify the problem, the question always is, so what are you going to do about it? This is why when I set my goals, I put in blank space. It's the only way that I have found that keeps me on track and keeps me from beating myself up when I fall short. So you can watch episode number 255 on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on wherever you listen to podcasts in more detail. But basically, here's how I plan out my quarters, and then here's how a missed goal doesn't just totally upset the apple cart. So for me, I plan out the next 2 quarters at a time. So any given time, I've got 3 goals identified for the next 2 quarters. So in this example, I told you my Q1 goals were to write the book, write the course, and make some updates to my website and some of my web presence stuff. My Q2 goals were to promote the book, to record and promote the course, and my 3rd goal, I'm looking over at it, was to start prepping for and getting uber organized and redoing some of the materials for our August launch of the group coaching program, which starts in kind of late June, early July. So we wanted to get everything ready and organized. So again, it felt less hectic, it felt more organized, and I had time to tweak and test and level up. So then when I look at Q3, Q4, I know in Q4 I got to get ready for the group coaching program in January. So that's going to be one of the goals. And then my Q3 was wide open. And then 2 of the 3 goals in Q4 were wide open. So it gives me a bunch of wiggle room. And if you go back and watch that episode on the YouTube channel, you'll see that on Q3, I've just got an insane number of Post-it notes. So literally Post-it notes with all of the ideas of things that I could potentially do in Q3 and Q4. So here's how that works for my brain. It makes my brain really happy knowing that as I come up with ideas of things I want to do, I have space in my calendar that the ideas could potentially get done. So that could happen in Q3 or that could happen in Q4. And as I get closer and move through Q1 and move through Q2, I can start firming up and finalizing based on how I did in Q1 and Q2. And just because I had 5,000 ideas doesn't A, mean they're all good, and B, doesn't mean that I can do all of them. So I'm going to have to pick and choose a few that I'm most excited about or I think will be most beneficial or most helpful. And I like this because for me in my brain, if I mapped out Q4 at the very beginning of the year, I would feel a certain way about changing my goals, modifying my goals, kicking something out, crossing it off, and replacing it with something different. There's something for me that makes me feel like, wow, I can't stay committed, or gosh, you're a loser and you didn't get done what you thought you'd get done. So by having that grace and space in my goal setting, I can actually bump things back. So now my promoting of the book has been pushed back to Q3. Right now, the goal is just to finish writing the book in Q1. And that's okay. I had time and space for it. What it means is there's less stuff that I can bring to fruition in the future. But what I don't want to do is feel that pressure to double up, right? Like now I've got to finish the book and I had this other goal for Q3. And if I have to cross off a goal and literally move it, it makes me feel kind of sick. Like it makes me feel like I'm not organized enough or I wasn't productive enough. And I'll be honest, I had a lot going on personally these last few months. I have a really, really sick kiddo that we're still trying to figure out what's going on. I've had just a lot of things with parents and their health. You guys get it. You have lives, you have full lives, you have all of these things too. And there's things that you just can't plan for. So the natural tendency, especially for all my Enneagram 3s and 1s and some of us 7s out there, is when we cross off a goal, we just can't do it. So then we end up doubling down, saying like, okay, I'm just gonna grit my teeth and bear it. I'm just gonna bear down in the next quarter and I'm gonna get my Q1 goals and my Q2 goals done at the same time. And let's be honest, you can't focus on more than 3 things and make significant progress. You just can't. And that's okay. So I like building in that grace and space in my goal setting to give me the ability to move things back and shift them around. Now, there are certain things that can't get shifted, like the group coaching program launch in August and we launch in January. Like that has to happen. People are on the wait list, people are excited about it. So those are locked in. But knowing that I have 2 other flexible goals that quarter does give me a little bit of space. So anyways, thank you for those of you that care and are excited about the book and about the course. You can expect the course by July 1, and I will continue to keep you posted on the book. I am beyond hopeful that the book is done and ready for pre-sale here very, very soon. But of course, keep listening to the podcast. Stay tuned. If you're in the Efficient Advisor community on Facebook, I will most certainly be posting updates there. Also on LinkedIn. Thank you guys so much. And again, you are legitimately the best community a girl could ask for. You guys are engaged and thoughtful and really kicking butt and taking names. And I am beyond grateful for you.